Hey, Arc Stuff, how you doing? Welcome. Hi, Bombi. Hey, DBF. Yeah, it's been way too long. Kind of wanted to make a little comeback here. Uh, Finally, am on my May break, as they call it, and for a sec I forgot. Oh, did they? Yeah, no problem. I didn't see the Avengers. But no, I was planning to make a little bit of a comeback. I'm finally on my May break, and I've been doing some work on. Yeah, that's Tony Montana. I've been doing some work on the latest recapping episode uh, for Casino Royale. What the heck is DBF Another Day? DBF is Dutch Bond fan. You may have heard of him. Where have you been, brother? Well, I've been really busy, mainly teaching 3 days a week, final internship, and on the other 2 days of the week, I need to work on a research paper, and have a social life. Go to the gym. I've been having some serious progress there because I'm not that big now, but I used to be this really really skinny guy. I'm now a little bit less skinny, so that's nice. But no, other than that, yeah, I've been just living life, been dating a little bit here and there, which was nice, uh, and very busy with school mainly. And now, finally back to work. Let's get to some questions just to see. Are you living the Bond life? Well, I wish, without the shooting and the killing. But yeah, no, definitely uh, in terms of Bond girls, there have been a few lately, even an Asian one. So that's nice. And yeah, Bond said, "Why do Chinese girls taste different to all other girls?" Well, mine was Korean, so can't really judge. But oh well. Uh, you're looking good, DBF. Looking forward to the next recap. Ah, cheers, Michael. Are you planning to see the World Cup, even though unfortunately Holland didn't qualify? Yeah, it really sucks, Fred. And not only that, you may know I'm a major Italy fan as well, in the way I'm raised. And Italy's not there either. So, really, my two favorite countries are not in this World Cup. So, I'm not really excited about it at all. But I am going to watch it regardless. I'm also into Formula One, the racing. So, I watch that stuff too. Uh, Mainly a Ferrari fan, if you may have guessed, and they're doing good this season. So I've been working on the Casino Royale script. I hope you guys are excited to finally see recapping 21. I've made some changes to my Patreon page today. I've now launched a new program called the DBF Community. Uh, there was always a Patreon program so you can support me, but now there's just one simple program for everyone, one tier, so to speak, and it will still get you access 2 weeks before all the regular viewers get to see it. But it's a lot more manageable for me. I couldn't keep up with the Skype calling with a lot of the elite supporters, and I felt really guilty about it. And now I just made this new program and made some other stuff as a bonus. You will now get my custom made Blu ray collection of Bond covers if you become a supporter. So lots of new rewards there, which is cool. So take a look if you're interested on my Patreon page because I could really use some new supporters and yeah, hope you guys are excited about it too. Let's take a look at your questions. Casino Royale last I remember was still my personal favorite film of the series. Curious to see your thoughts. I can already spoil that. Don't want to spoil too much, but it's a damn good movie. Let's just keep it at that for now. Um, Gym is the thing. Anyways, can't wait for your new uploads. Yeah, I know. Funny thing, I actually concerning the gym, I can show you my progress without becoming too much of a douchebag. I'll just show a little progress picture I made the other day, and I've been only been back at it for 4 months, but the progress has been pretty serious. And well, that sounds a little bit far fetched, but it's been pretty good. Let's just call it that. And hopefully my Instagram will load so I can actually show you the picture. A Whisper from Hell. Was it going to be that or Property of the Lady? Well, I don't think it was ever confirmed, but could have been one of those definitely. So, spoiler, a little bit of a douchebag picture here, but it's just mainly about the before and after gym progress. So, on the left, well, you can see which one is now and which one was the before days. But yeah, things are getting better. So I'm quite proud of it. And still a long way to go. I'm still quite a skinny dude, but it's starting to look more in shape, and I feel a lot better with it as well. So yeah, quite proud of that. Um, I've been sticking to it and haven't skipped 3 days a week since January. No skip yet, so quite proud of that. Um, let's see. Oh, someone is gonna post his entire ranking here. uh, why are you streaming in 4:3? Oh, maybe that's has to do with my laptop resolution because usually I do it on my phone. I honestly wouldn't know why my laptop does it. Maybe it's because it's an old laptop. But then again, my laptop's resolution is not 4:3, so it's like 16:9 or whatever. But I'm sorry, it's the way it is. I see this. You see this black thing here, this black thing here. If only I could stretch it out, but I can't. um, thanks a lot, Shophead. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, I can add filters. Yeah, I'm sure it's better, but I wanted to recharge my phone here, so maybe I can go out later on and actually have some battery life left. So, and the thing is, streaming on your phone it eats away the battery like crazy. So I just figured I'd do a short update on my laptop, see what's up, inform you guys a little bit, and yeah, no, take a look at the Patreon page too, because I'm really excited about the new program. Um, Also, I posted a little video on my Facebook and Twitter concerning this new program. I haven't made it public on YouTube. Do you follow someone in the fitness industry? Nah, not really. I'm not really that into it, like full on, you know, proper diet. And I do take protein shakes and mass gainer and fitness programs, but I'm not into it like like Bond. Like I'm obsessed with following other fitness people and that kind of stuff. I mainly do it because fitness benefits you in all aspects of life in terms of uh, you, your social market value, so to speak. Uh, on what while teaching, it gives you a little bit more authority to look a little bit more fit. Girls, it naturally gets easier. There's really not a downside to being healthy and working out a little bit every now and then. So that's my main philosophy behind it. But I don't want to get full on obsessed with it. I just go 3 nights a week and do it and stick to my program. And yeah, that's the way to do it for me. Let's see. Wow, this ranking is almost up. Top five seems pretty good. The classics are Ace. Favorite Bond song and Bond girl. Both easy for me. Favorite Bond song is A View to a Kill by Duran Duran. No matter how cheesy that may sound, but I just love that one. because that's one I could listen to, you know, on my earphones, you know, when I'm doing groceries. 10, but then there are 10 completely different ones in terms of how I would rank them in terms of hotness. But I would say character wise, probably pretty cliche, but it's wow. Uh, Good for you, man. It's a great movie. And License to Kill second, not bad. Great ranking. Um, Definitely a lot of movies I also rank high. The best Bond directors. Now that's an interesting one. I honestly won't know how I would rank them. If I go by the top of my head, I would say Martin Campbell is up there for me simply because he made two major comeback Bond movies that I both really like. You know, GoldenEye and Casino. Um, and John Glenn, even though you know his movies were all of the 80s were done by John Glenn. License to Kill is of course my favorite Bond film. Wouldn't call it the best, but yeah, he's definitely up there for me as well. Lots of people, I guess, would say Peter Hunt, um, but for me, it's probably Martin Campbell. Um, and honestly, Sam Mendes did great with the two he did. You know, the two recent ones. I like Spectre, even though lots of people don't seem to like it, but I like it. Oh yeah, Lewis Gilbert. Unfortunately, he passed away not so long ago. Danny Boyle is great. High hopes for him. Yeah, well, it's still a rumor. And now that I've recently read some news that he's been doing um, some other project before Bond 20, uh, um, yeah, Bond 25. So he won't be able to do it, or that's what I've read. So maybe we'll get another director. Who knows? It's still really fake around there. So yeah. Would you ever collab with Calvin Dyson? I would. Yeah. If he's up for it. It's more up to him. So maybe you guys should message him about it. I honestly don't know how he would feel about it. He does know me. We do have each other on Facebook. I do have a more personal relation with haphazard stuff. We talk all the time. Well, not all the time, but a lot at least. Lots of messages about Bond, and when haphazard stuff sends me a message, it's always like this long, and then I send long messages back. It's really fun, and yeah, I adore his channels. And he said he would be up for skyping in the future, and who knows, maybe we can do something as well. But I would be up for Kelvin Dyson as well. Both really great channels, and still waiting to guest star on JBR at some point, James Bond Radio. What do you think of Waltz as Bond? You mean like Christoph Waltz as Bond? Oh, as Blofeld. Okay, you meant Blofeld. Um, I'm in the controversial minority that really likes him as Blofeld. You know, he's not as good as he was like in Inglorious Bastards or anything. You know, it's not like a major performance. He wasn't even in my top 10 Bond villains, as you may have seen from my latest video. But I still think the other Blofelds so far weren't that special either, and he just did probably the best out of all the Blofeld actors so far. Because Donald Pleasance really iconic, but nothing special. Telly Savalas probably was the best up until now, but I think Waltz was better than Savalas. But that's my opinion. And Charles Gray, don't get me started about that guy. He was just wrong for Blofeld. So he's probably my least favorite villain. Oh, do you think there's a reason for the fear that the next film will become a political corrector or social justice warrior? Yeah, with the recent political climate. Yeah, I hate that. You know, I'm so against that stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit controversial and uh, in that aspect. But here in the Netherlands, the political correctness, even yesterday, it gets crazy. For example, now uh, there's a tradition in the Netherlands. Every May 4th, we have we remember the victims of World War II. Pretty good tradition, right? I mean, World War II was brutal. It's not that bad to do 2 minutes of silence, 8 o'clock, May 4th in the Netherlands, 2 minutes of silence to think about the victims of the Holocaust, the ones that fought for us, the ones that freed our country. But now, of course, there are immigrants in our country who think it's offending that we are doing this because it's white history and it's not part of their cultural background, because lots of them come from the Middle East and they think it's not part of the times anymore. And the political correctness of that, it blows my mind how crazy it is. And every single thing is offending nowadays. So I'm with you. I really hope, because that's what I like about Bond. He's not political correct. He is, misogynist. He is a true man, as in how it's supposed to be. Sometimes he bosses women around, but that's ultimately what is up. That's a fantasy. We like it good enough like that, and I really hope it doesn't get you know too political correct. No, I don't smoke weed. Yeah, I'm Dutch, but go figure. Glad you guys agree. I wish face concealed Blofeld was around a bit longer than Russian with Love and Thunderbolt. Yeah, yeah, agreed, because it gave him some mystery and menace. Um, that's true. New James Bond should be like Deadpool, throwing humor, a modified Roger Moore. Don't you think so? Nah, just keep that for the parodies. He should have humor always, but the humor Daniel Craig had was fine. The clever, when women try to test him, he just throws it back in your face. Like when the girl in Casino Royale is like, "I'm not that kind of girl," and then he goes, "Well, perhaps today you're just out of practice." That's the type of humor you want to see from Bond. He just goes like that. Let's hope Geert Wilders gets elected next time. Well, I don't think that will ever happen, but yeah, things that Geert Wilders says, a lot of it is actually not that weird. Some of it, what he has said, was a bit on the racist side, and I don't agree with everything, and he has poor solutions to the country. But there are more controversial politicians going against the social justice, like Jerry Baudet in the Netherlands. He's another one, and I actually really like him. But let's not get too politically involved in a live chat, because it always springs up unnecessary hate or discussion. Oh no, I don't think it's offending. It's not necessarily racist that he said, "Do you smoke weed?" Get it all the time. It's a stereotype. Um, yeah, no, I agree about what you say, Solid Dragon. It's the world of today, unfortunately. My favorite actor to play James Bond. I made the top six James Bond actor video, so you can see it in there. But I could spoil it too if you want. But I say it not like, oh, go watch the video if you want to know, not like that, but kind of like, I explain all of it there a lot better than I would be able to do live. But the favorite one is easily Sean Connery, easily. Oh, really? It's legal in Croatia. Yeah, I thought we were among the countries where it's also legal, but we're in the very few countries where it is. Smoking weed, even though I don't do it, you see it everywhere here. It's not like it's at every corner of the street, but because it's so normal, it's not really a big deal if you see it happen. Especially if you're in Amsterdam. I don't live in Amsterdam, but there it's every alleyway smells like it too. It's crazy, but yeah, at least it has some positives for it to be legalized. It's a lot less criminal stuff going on with weed because you can just buy it in the store, coffee shop, like that. So, you don't have to go to shady dealers. There's less crime, that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, you're right, that fart. And yeah, no, he hasn't said much racist things. I agree, but um, I was more or less talking about some solutions that he has for the country, like close down all mosques in the country, which isn't possible at the moment. But I do agree um, that there's definitely a lot of controversy surrounding uh, that stuff in our country, and we see the consequences. So yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, Akis, and I honestly agree. But let's just keep it a little bit less politics. Even though you got the right person, I do agree with a lot of stuff she's saying here. But I want to keep it lighthearted, just Bond and life and that kind of stuff. Because you know how it goes. Kananga, worst film dead in the series. I agree. I think I've stated it in both the Live and Let Die episode and in the Bond Kills episode. Most ridiculous Bond movie. The 1967 Casino Royale spoof. And in terms of the unofficial ones, it's gotta be Diamonds Are Forever or Die Another Day. Yeah, yeah, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is what I said. I am Dutch too, and if I want politics, I could watch the news. Yeah, no, good point. Good point. Yeah, and doesn't matter. It's I don't care that someone brought it up, but like you said as well, let's just keep on sticking to not too much politics. Even though I am really interested in it, but for now, let's stick to other stuff. You have some James Bond moments in your real life when you feel like a spy. Not necessarily like a spy, but I do get the moments where you have these typical when you feel like, oh, that was so Bond the way I did handled that stuff. And yeah, I would have to think of examples, but it's usually just the one-liners that you feel like, oh, yes, that was the right moment. James Bond or Tommy Vercetti. James Bond, but Tommy Vercetti's badass. I love Dalton as Bond, and I wouldn't have liked to see him do more films, but I really like Brosnan as well. Would have liked to see him do more films. I agree, and I liked Brosnan too, and Dalton a lot. Dalton even better. Not a big fan of Brosnan. This is coming from an Irish person. Okay. Yeah, well, to each their own. I wouldn't probably, if there was ever a Dutch Bond, which will never happen, unless it's me, of course, but if there was ever a Dutch Bond, I probably wouldn't be a fan of that Bond too, because no matter how suave of people we are in the Dutch, we'd probably be too suave. But I'm just kidding. But it wouldn't be right. The best actor out of the bunch. Yeah, well, cool. Yeah, well, he is the one I'm the most nostalgic about because Brosnan was my man when I grew up. Yeah, yeah, no, Dalton. It would have been great had he been able to do like a Fruit Bond movie in '91. Would have been great. And I recently read, I posted it on my Facebook page, that he didn't do. He was actually up for doing the Fruit Bond in '95, so Goldeneye, but Broccoli said to him, "Well, if you're gonna just come back after a 6 year gap, you can't just come back for one. You got to do more." And then Dalton was like, "Oh well, perhaps I should then decline kindly because he wasn't up for doing more and more because he was like, oh, then I'm gonna have to do it forever. What feels like forever." which I can't imagine because it's the best job in the world. Who cares if you gotta be Bond for longer? There's nothing else in the world that's a better job than being James Bond. Am I right? I mean, that's how I feel about it. I'd be blessed if I got that opportunity Dalton had. But yeah, Dalton had terrible hair. It's like half bald, like Connery. Um, yeah, it's also part of the fashion. Nowadays we cut this like really almost bald, and then it was over your ears in the '80s, and yeah, different fashions. What do you think about the novels? Love them. I was thinking about getting the Folio Society editions because they're the most premium novels out there at the moment, and it just starts aching. I own all the novels in English. I own all the novels in Dutch, but now there's these new editions, and I'm like, they're so nice. I'm a sucker when it comes to that stuff. Favorite James Bond novel? I am still yet to read all of them. I'm currently reading Doctor No for like this second time, third time maybe. But out of the ones I have read, which are like all of the ones up until Goldfinger, so out of those ones, Casino Royale is a clear favorite. I can read that one so much because it's an easy read, it's a fast read, and it's it's immersive, it's exciting, it's the perfect start to the series. If you ever want to get into novels, start with Casino Royale. It is the first one, and it's a great one to start with too. From Russia with Love, I really like that one, and I like Moonraker a lot as well. So yeah, those are definitely some favorites. Um, I kind of, out of the ones I've read, I think Live and Let Die is my least favorite so far, probably. Diamonds of Forever was okay, not in the movies, but in the novels. It's a completely different story, and it's actually quite okay. Oh no, I have not met any James Bond actors. Wish I had. Yeah, the bird shit. Yeah. Yeah, good point, Max. Mets. The thing with that ranking was, it's like I said, it's like picking your favorite parent. And you know what? I'm a major Roger Moore fan. I love his movies. I love his humor. And yeah, would I say he's worse than the one I had on number four or number three? No, not really. He's actually great, but it's in terms of I tried to rank them with the stats that I put in that video, and then he came out fifth for me. But that one is it's the toughest ranking, and it was the first ranking episode too. So immediately I started off with a tough one. But now, to me, all six of them. Well, maybe George Lazenby a bit less, but the top five they're so close. And Lazenby, I really like as the man himself. He's a great person. I just didn't really like him as Bond. The next ranking episode, I'm gonna let my supporters vote on that one. But it's probably gonna be after recapping Casino Royale, and it's gonna be probably between like Femme Fatales, the Henchmen, the Bond girls, something like that. So either one of these subjects is up next. Do you think Fleming would like the modern Bond films? Wouldn't know. I don't know. Maybe he would. Um, but then again, you know, the movie's really got a life of its own, and you know, it's probably so different than even the modern ones than what he originally envisioned. But then again, they try to stick close to the novels. But yeah, and the thing is, he hasn't seen the modern times, so he wouldn't know. Yeah, unless he was alive all this time. But hard to say. Hard to say if he would like it. I'm sure he would be proud of his legacy, though. That's for sure. Who did you say you hope to play Bond next in your video? Money, your video on a female Bond. Oh yeah, I think I said Aiden Turner back then. I still feel that he would be great from what I've seen, but Tom Hardy for me, if he was younger, that would have been my top choice as of now. But the thing is, he's way too famous. He's too old to start Bond now, and it'll never happen. But damn, would he be a good Bond? Guaranteed. He wouldn't just be Tom Hardy. He would completely come up with a character Bond. You know, change his hair, his appearance, make us a new man that is Bond the way he always does it. Kind of like Johnny Depp does his acting. Tom Hardy does it too. Don't know what DSKK is, Henry. The John Gardner Bond books, I haven't read them, but I do own a couple. I don't really know which ones anymore because I got them from a friend and I still yet to read them. But I do own some Gardners, and now I forgot which ones. Now it really starts to bother me. I haven't read any of them, so but I do own two, I think, two or three. They're in my living room. I should take a look soon. I am alive, Ricardo. Of course I am. You only live twice, so I'm here. Yeah, what is DSKK, Henry? I don't know. By the way, guys, how do you feel about Johnny English 3? Have you seen the trailer? I really like it, especially the part where he goes arm the missiles. But they're just cyclists. They're French cyclists, buff, and they're obstructing Her Majesty's Secret Service. Oh, yeah. That's great. Love that film. I love that trailer. I mean, I haven't seen the film, but yeah, love that series, the franchise. I really like the second Kingsman as well. Gonna do recaps on those two. Kingsman. Ah, what a great franchise. Even better than Johnny English. I am still connected with James and Laura occasionally. With James a lot. I'm actually seeing him a third time in a row this summer. I visited him with my then girlfriend in 2016. I visited him with my best friend last year. There's also a video about that on my channel called My Summer in Portugal. And now this year will be the end of the trilogy. We're returning in August with my best bro. Uh, and we'll be visiting James as well. And lots of adventures await us. I have read the Bond comics from Dynamite Entertainment, the first one called Farger, something like that. That I did read that one, I think. Don't remember if I read the whole thing, but did see a lot of it. Kingsman wasn't that good a movie, I think. Ah, too bad. I really love it. I adore it actually. If I was an actor now on my age, I would love to play Eggsy. Ah, I think that would be sweet. Taron Egerton's life, his role. Oh, the guy's blessed. I only wish I could do stuff like that. Cause, oh, that would be amazing to play Eggsy. Do you mind if I use your system for my James Bond actor ranking? No, Bond is stuff. Go ahead. You could always state in the video like, got the system from Dutch Bond fan, whatever, something like that. It's not copyrighted. I did make it up myself, but you could always state like, oh, I'm using Dutch Bond fan system, and here's how I would rank them. Still your opinion. Um, so yeah. I do play GTA occasionally. Have played GTA 5 online for the first time in years, a couple of months ago. But that was with my best bro just on the PlayStation. We played this mode where what was it called? Not Top Gun, but Top. Fun, I think. No, it's the one where the one player is in the fighter jet. The other one has to get away by car or bike, and you have to bomb the crap out of them. It's great. GTA 2 in your GTA games ranked. It didn't make the top 10. Oh yeah, top fun. Okay. Highway to the danger zone. I like the Jason Bourne films, and that's really about it. I've seen three, the first three I seen, and the first one is great. Then you really start to realize that they're all kind of the same. And I've never seen the latest one. I don't watch Bollywood movies. It's not like I don't want to. It's just that I've never really was exposed to them. No, I haven't seen that movie, The Clan. So I'll stay around for another 15 minutes, I think, and then probably get back to work on the recapping script. Um, Also, I need to send this thank you video that I uploaded just now. How can I? To one of the new supporters. Hang on. Do you like anime? Mainly the cliche ones. I'm not really into it, but I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. Still am. I do own the manga. I've read all of it. I now own the full color Saiyan Saga and Frieza Saga. And as a kid, of course, I watched Pokemon. You know, the regular stuff. Not really the full on anime series that are also around. Dragon Ball Super, I have watched a little bit, but I'm mainly the old school guy. Let's quickly do this. Right, hang on, guys. Tom Hiddleston as James Bond. What kind of Bond do you think he'll be? I wouldn't like him as Bond, I think. But then again, that's what I said about Daniel Craig before he became Bond, and I was wrong. So maybe he could pleasantly, how do you say it, surprise me. But Hiddleston, not really a fan. Right. So there we go. Hey Zane, how you doing? Nice to see you too. Uh, he'd be an English gentleman kind of Bond. Yeah, I guess he would, but I think he's a little bit too slim, and maybe and I don't think his facial features are like masculine enough. He doesn't have like the jawline. He has like a feminine jawline that doesn't really have like respect for like commands respect in his face. How do you say it? Like he doesn't really seem like a dominant type. That's my opinion, at least. Texting me while streaming. Yeah, Daniel, I told you I would send you your thank you video, so that's what I did. I didn't realize you were also already in the live chat, but good to see you here too, Daniel. You've just received my thank you video. So Daniel has been a supporter on my Patreon page for a long time, but now I've made this new supporter program. Go check it out on my Patreon page because in a couple of days or possibly a week, maybe a little bit longer, I will release recapping episode 21 Casino Royale to my supporters, and then 2 weeks later, all the regular viewers get to see it. So if you're interested in seeing it early, like all the supporters, join the new DBF community. It's been launched today on our Patreon page. It's a really nice deal because with that support, keep in mind I don't get any money from making these videos because all of them get claims, which is why I'm doing Patreon in the first place. So you guys can give back and I can keep on doing this stuff. And when you are a new supporter to my channel, you will also receive some great Blu-ray covers that I made myself for your nice collection as a bonus on via email. So yeah, have a look there. Henry Cavill or Cavill, I think it's Cavill. Hmm. Would be good. I liked him in The Man from Uncle. He's actually pretty cool, but because he's also Superman, I really don't think he will be Bond as well. Kwebbelkop, I don't know him. Don't know that. I do know some Dutch YouTubers, but I'm not really into the Dutch YouTubers. You know, when I'm teaching with my kids, they're like 11-year-olds. We watch Dutch YouTubers during the break. I put on some Dutch vlogs. They watch like Dylan Hagens and Enzo Knol because that's the stuff they're into. So we just put that on and during the breaks while they're having lunch. And yeah. Oh, Alfredetto, good to see you, Miran. It's been a long time. I saw that you stopped pledging on Patreon, which is absolutely fine. All your support was appreciated so far. And if you ever do decide to return, today I launched a new supporter program. If you're ever interested in getting early access again, you know where to find me. But good to see you around again, Miran. Your kid is 11 years old. No, not my kids. The kids I'm teaching. Like I don't have any kids, at least as far as I'm concerned. You know, I haven't heard back from the Asian. That's what happened to Bond with the Asian in You Only Live Twice, the novel. But as far as I know, nothing happens in terms of pregnancy. But I'm getting off topic. I'm teaching uh, 11-year-olds as a teacher. I don't know that much more either, Zachary. I wish we get some more news. And even if Adele is doing the song, I don't think even that is confirmed. I think even that's a rumor, but there's a high chance. The best quality Blu-ray transfer you own. That's a tough one. I wouldn't know. So let's see. I own the Godfather on Blu-ray. I don't own that much Blu-ray, so that's why I can name them. Scarface, Goodfellas, all the Bond films, especially the old ones, have great transfers. The Dark Knight I own on Blu-ray. Actually, most of the Blu-rays I own look decent. I think you would have much more knowledge on what quality-wise would be one of the best Blu-rays to own. But I do like the quality. I never buy DVDs anymore ever. Uh, and Blu-rays I still buy, even though you can download nowadays. But Blu-rays is just great to own. The quality is still great for today's standards. You know, we have 4K now as well, but Blu-rays, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, Barn 25 has a release date in October 2019, and in the US November 2019. But that's now. You know, who knows if it will be pushed back. The remake of Scarface, is that still a thing? Because I haven't heard from that in years. I didn't know that they were gonna do it, but I thought they stopped production. Yeah, 4K is the future. You're right, but for now, I don't even have a 4K TV or a 4K player, so I'm an old-fashioned kind of guy. Favorite spy besides 007? Hmm, probably Exy. Galahad. I have not seen Ready Player One, but a friend of mine wanted to see it, and yeah, I was really curious about it. That's what I heard as well, D-Clan. And that's honestly, what I was thinking as soon as the credits of Spectre roll, like, oh, next time they're gonna start off with the death of Madeline. Uh, that's how they have to continue this because they drive off, Bond quits. So how? And then it says James Bond will return. The first thing I thought is, oh no, next time we're gonna have a Majesty's pre-title sequence. I still feel like that's how Bond 25 is gonna start. The new Bond book coming out in a little bit. It's a prequel to Casino Royale. It's about Bond investigating the death of the 007 before him, so he can become 007. No way. Never heard about that, Garrett. What's the book gonna be called? Agent 47. Oh yeah, Hitman. Oh really? An illegal Mexican immigrant. I'm gonna have to look it up now. The new Scarface. It's coming this August already. Damn. How can I have missed this? Scarface 2018. Let's. Oh yeah, there's actually a trailer now too. Oh no, that's a fan made trailer. Okay, so that guy's gonna be Scarface. Yeah, what's he called? I'm not sure how I feel about it because Scarface is probably my all-time favorite movie ever. Seeing it being remade, oh, I hope it's good. But anyway, back to the live chat. Um, do videos outside Bond also. Your videos are really good. DC, Marvel, or any other you like, it would be terrific. Thanks a lot. Well, I have been thinking about branching out a little bit. I want to keep it because I'm Dutch Bond fan. I want to keep it a Bond channel, but I was thinking of branching out on things in this within the spy genre, like doing recapping Kingsman, recapping Mission Impossible, stuff like that. To start off with, and then I could always do a little bit more other things. But then again, there's still so much within Bond in the first place that I still have yet to do. So, uh, but I have definitely been thinking about it. Yeah, I know Scarface is already a remake in itself. You're right, because the first one was released in 1932. I do know that, and I own that one as well, and I have seen it, the original Scarface from the 1930s. Counter recurring bad guys in Bond. I swear you could do it in one hand. Oh yeah, so who do we have? Like Jaws. Uh, who else do we have? Recurring bad guys. Who else do we have? Apart from reoccurring side characters like General Gogol and stuff. Oh, of course, Blofeld. Yeah, I was thinking of the same actor because yeah, of course, Blofeld. Um, oh yeah, Mr. White. Yeah, now they're coming back to me. Yeah, Mr. White is great. I don't know why that didn't pop into my mind that quickly. Oh, really? Did they, John Smith? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, actually, on this side, you can't see it. It's just behind the computer, but I have that one with the Godfather hanging here. So, but yeah, this is just my little office space, and I've been sitting here for the first time in months because I've been having my laptop in my living room throughout the last couple of months, just doing work there. But since I started actually working on Bond, I like to sit into a more enclosed environment, just seal myself off a little bit and focus here because I can get a better focus for Bond in this room because if this is where all the magic happens, where the videos are being produced, and where the next recap will be produced soon. How long has this stream been? 50 minutes, 4 seconds. Do you teach students about how great Bond is? The funny thing is, a lot of my students have found my channel. I've never told them about it, but students just tend to find out. And lots of kids are actually surprising a fan of Bond as well. Not in the same way we were as kids, but then again, it's been a long time since the last film. But yeah, no, a lot of kids do like them. I don't watch Game of Thrones mainly because I just don't have that much time to want to follow any series at the moment because I really want to stick it into schoolwork. Now I don't want to, but I have to. I go into the gym, trying to improve myself and keep myself away from, how do you say it, um, situations where I'm not being productive. And for the longest time for me, coming home, eating a bag of chips, and just putting on Netflix or something like that could really be a time killer. But now I want to stick it more into success, into my career, going out with friends, which I do think is something productive, even if it's not benefiting you, it's still great to do in life. So I'm kind of avoiding series at the moment, kind of consciously, even though I do enjoy them occasionally, especially when I'm having dinner. I just always pop on something. Yeah, that's the thing with the series. When you invest into watching a series nowadays, you essentially ask yourself, okay, am I going to spend like 60 hours of my life um, watching this? It's a big investment following a series. And it's not just one, that's the thing. There's so much to choose from nowadays. My brother is really into series, my younger brother. I think he was really into Breaking Bad, Narcos, Stranger Things, all the stuff I haven't watched, but he really speaks highly of. So I absolutely believe everyone that claims that there are Games of Thrones and stuff that it's really good because that's all I hear. So I would be surprised if it wasn't good. Of course, I know Belgium. It's right in the south of the Netherlands. Well, we like Belgium. We have more of a friendly rivalry between Belgium. With Germany, it's a more aggressive rivalry because some Dutch people generally hate Dutch Germans. I don't, but there's always the kind of jokey way. But with Belgians, we have like serious jokes about them. We have jokes that they have jokes about us being greedy. We have jokes about them being stupid. Like yeah, there was so much Belgium jokes, and they have jokes about the Dutch, like how do you recognize a Dutch garden? And then they have like you can see the toilet paper being hang out to dry, as if we are too cheap to buy new toilet paper. Those are jokes about the Belgians made about us, and we make jokes about them being stupid. It's a common thing. I hate people in Amsterdam. Why? Oh yeah, that's a good one too. It's fun to see Dutch people here. Oh yeah, of course. I didn't know you were Dutch, Bond and stuff, but that figures. So you must be a real Feyenoord kind of guy. Feyenoord. Germany turned into one of the world's most liberal countries. Yes, being at the top is the laughing stock. Yeah, I know. And Holland is following in your shoes. Yeah, you're right, iMovie makers. It does seem like with diamonds they try to cover up the existence of majesties. And it seems like they accepted their history a bit more when they got to For Your Eyes Only. Oh, chick is texting me. Oh, what's this later? Have you ever been to Brugges? I haven't. Oh yeah, does he? Austin Powers dead? I wouldn't know either. What's up, Gummy Bear? I'm gonna get a little bit of a drink here really fast, and then just do a couple more minutes, and then uh, do a little bit more work and celebrate a little Saturday night. So, just give me a minute. Right, I'm back here. Long time no see. Yeah, no, it's been too long. Like I've been away like 30 seconds. Favorite food? That's gotta be Indonesian food for me. Love that stuff. Dice Pie Kill Kill. Okay, I'll look it up soon. Yeah, Indonesian food. Yeah, no. um, you may know lots of Indonesian people live in the Netherlands because back in, what was it, 17th century, uh, it became part of the Dutch, one of the Dutch colonies. We colonized that stuff. All the European countries did it. And lots of Indonesian people live here. And in my family, there are some Indonesians too. And we learned to eat it, and it's great food. It's the best. I agree, Declan. Yeah, I know Connery is the guy I want to be as well. Who wouldn't be? The day he dies is gonna be a really sad day. I hope he's gonna be around for years to come because Connery, really the best man alive to me. Why is Connery liked by so many? Yeah, I know. Is it really weird? I mean, come on. Connery is just one of the last men alive of what a proper man should be like. Not the political correct nonsense. A proper man, and it's really a, s- a species not longer around anymore these days. Yeah, you're probably right about Lazenby. I don't like thinking about other Bond actors dying. The day Moore went was bad enough for me. Yeah, it's really sad. Your first upload is 10 years old. Yeah, no, I've been a YouTube veteran. I think the first time I uploaded is this year going to be 11 years old. It was like August 2007. That's when I made my channel. And back then, YouTube only existed like a year. So it was really, YouTube was not the way it was now. It was so different, very different. Even the angry video game nerd was like still growing and had like less subscribers than I have now. Like the biggest YouTube channels had like 2,000 subscribers or something, and those were the big guys. Now there's channels that have millions. But then James the Angry Video Game Nerd was one of the bigger ones, and I was just doing nonsense, recording with like an old mobile phone, recording GTA. I was a kid, 2007. I just had my first girlfriend. That was, the completely different phase of my life. Didn't know how to really make videos. Then, like in 2010, I took it more seriously. I came back and did commentary with GDA. Then, like 5 years later, I think it's when I started to get into Bond, made it a Bond channel. No, it was later, like 2016, 15, something along those lines. Angry Video Game Nerd is a little bit bad, but Earthbound was a good episode. Yeah, I saw it too. It's getting a little bit bad in terms of, he's not the biggest guy around anymore, and his content is still around. But I admire him as a content creator because he keeps to his guns. He sticks to what he's good at, and I think I'm a busy guy, but that guy, damn, he's doing so much projects. He still is, and he made that movie, and everybody knows him. It's that really reminds me of the old YouTube days, 2007. Those were the days. And then there was this other guy later in the irate gamer, which there was this rivalry between him and the video game nerd. That was the thing on YouTube back then. It's different times, way before PewDiePie, way before all the other stuff that is up nowadays. Nowadays the music channels are the big ones. You know, but then yeah, YouTube was a different world. The irate gamer, yep. It's gonna take you back to the past to play the shitty games of China. Yeah, he did get a lot of criticism, and he actually confessed in like a video a couple years ago. He completely talks about all. It's a good video. Look it up. He talks about everything going on in that time and how he originally did actually parody him, and then later James apparently sent him some angry messages, and this rivalry was born. And it's crazy. I'm glad me and Calvin Dyson don't have any of that stuff going on. I mean, I don't consider him a rival at all, and I don't think he does with me either. GTA 4 is 10 years old tomorrow. That's insane. Yeah, no way. Tomorrow. Yeah, no, that is insane. To me, it's still a new game. It's 10 years old. In 2011, when GTA 3 was 10 years old, that really felt like, oh yeah, that's a pretty old game now. But GTA 4, I'm an old fashioned gamer. The PlayStation 3 era, even though that's already old, still feels like the newer era of games to me. So it blows my mind that's now that old. Yeah, well, one of the controversial things that is gonna piss off social justice warriors, so to speak, and that I'm planning to make is I'll make a picture of it of my laptop so you can see the thumbnail I made, and then I'll show you the picture. Uh, it's gonna be one of the most. It's not even that controversial, but to some people it might be. But I'm planning this, so let me get to the thumbnail really quick. Hang on. Gonna be it's not gonna be something up in the next couple of months because there's plenty of other projects coming first, but it's coming up to my channel at some point. Let's take a picture of this thumbnail. Right. The top 10 hottest Bond girls. And somebody just messaged me. That's Daniel. So this this is coming up at some point, and it's gonna be a ranking solely based on appearance. Now that's oh, oh. Well, that's how to me it's not that big of a deal at all. But what the political correct people are gonna say. But it's something I'm planning. Oh, who else is sending me a message now? Fuck's sake. Um, start some drama. A diss track on you. Why? What's the point of that? Are you Dutch? What do you think? Now that is some high quality thumbnail craft work. Absolutely. Yeah, no. The craft work on that. It's Blofeld in drag is in the list. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, no, Daniel, that's an idea I also considered. Top 10 what the fuck moments in Bond. There's plenty or like just worst moments maybe. Like the slide whistle, Blofeld in drag, um, the scorpion guy in Diamonds Are Forever. Ha! That one. But that's not really a worst moment. That's just a stupid moment I always laugh about. There are moments like that. I just like Jonathan Price going "Hee haw, hee, hoo-ah," in the Tomorrow Never Dies. That's also a moment where I just always just piss out laughing. Yeah, that's true. Kingsman. Yeah, Kingsman is like showing how spy movies can be ridiculous and just so grand, like the old Bond days, but just a little bit more ridiculous, but still be amazing. Because they're essentially Bond parodies, but they stand their own ground. And oh man, I can't wait for the third one. They were gonna do it in the Scorpion, and actually, that was me when you heard it, because I said it in my review. Top 10 lines in Bond. We have nothing to declare, just a cello. Cello. Yeah, good line. I would probably have other lines too. What am I eating? It's like, what is the English word to this? It's like a, I don't know the English word, but it's this. Just quickly eating this. Yeah, vanilla pudding. Yeah, that's the closest you could say. Yeah, that's the Dutch word. Fla. I'm gonna say something so everyone becomes salty. Yet no head for heights. I always liked. I always like some parts where Bond doesn't even say something, like where, "Do you mind giving me something to put on?" And Bond just goes, and he gives the flip flops, and it's I like that stuff so much. I have watched The Sopranos. Yes. Did you drink any alcohol today? Not today, but yesterday and the day before I did because it was a Dutch national holiday, King's Day, where the whole country, excuse me, the whole country dresses in orange and it's one big party in the entire country. It's great. Most emotional moment in Bond. Probably M's death in Skyfall or Vesper's death. And of course Tracy's death. But I think Vesper's death and M's death was even more emotional to me. But we haven't really had any moments where you really get teary eyed, like the ending of Toy Story 3. I mean, that shit is serious. But yeah, no, but there have been some emotional moments. I got drunk yesterday. Good for you, man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave in a couple of more minutes. If you would be so kind, take a look at my Patreon page. If you want to have early access to my videos, Casino Royale will be up within the next couple of weeks. I'm so happy to be back and to finally be able to work on new projects again because I've really missed it. I was never ever within this absence demotivated to not work on the channel. It was just a lack of time, lots of teaching, schoolwork, and it still is the case. But at least now I have some time on my hands, and I am gonna at least use a lot of it for my channel. Of course, not all of it because I can't. But uh, and recapping casino is gonna be a major one. So consider becoming part of this new DBF community that I launched today. If you want early access and some nice Blu-ray covers and all that stuff, take a look at my Facebook page where I posted a video about it. And yeah, no, hope to see you guys really soon. And I will answer some final questions to end this video. Let's see. Oh yeah, sorry, Dr. Goldfinger. It's been 1 hour 13 minutes of streaming, but I'm good to see you. Oh no, no problem, John Bond. No problem. Yeah, that's the thing. I always do these chats completely unannounced and unsurprised because mainly I'm in my room and I'm like, I've just had dinner. I don't want to do the dishes yet. Hey, I've been working on my channel again. Let's just go live. Click. I don't plan this stuff. Maybe I should do it more, but oh well. Favorite Bond game? Nightfire, I guess. I liked Bloodstone and Everything or Nothing too. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Down Bond. After 6 years, will finally be a new video on his channel. Proudly presents Golden Fan, the revamped channel featuring Pierce Brosnan. What the fuck? It's not even been 6 years. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. Hope to see you around. It's been good, and stay tuned. Have a look. Take up the name Dutch, but that'd be the day. Anyway, guys, see ya.